to put your minds back and strap in because it's a long story. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a little boy all the way from England, 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 oi, oi! And he always wanted to work on the Disney Cruise Line ships. So he auditioned and he got the job! Hooray! That was back in 2019. Now something that you might not know is when you come to work for the cruise ship, you have to be classed as medically fit for sea before you can come on board. Now I had a bad leg at the time, which meant I was not classed medically fit for sea. But they said, AJ, don't worry about it. You can come on board early 2020. Does anybody know what happened in early 2020? Oh, just a tiny pandemic. So, I got myself a quote-unquote proper job. That is what the bank said when I got a mortgage in July of 2021. July of 2021. August 2021, I get a phone call. Ring, 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 ring. Hi, it's Disney Cruise Line. Would you like to come and work for us? Sure, I've just bought a house. I lived in it for 3 weeks. Why not leave and go and work in the middle of the ocean? So, I packed my bags and I flew all the way to America. Now, at the time, I only had one vaccine, but you needed 2 vaccines to be classed fully vaccinated. So, I got my second one in the United States. The CDC said at the time that if you got your second vaccine, you had to quarantine in a hotel room for 15 days. Sounds fun, right? So I spent 15 days in a hotel room. I did not leave once. This is very, very important to the story. I did not leave once. How many times did I leave? Yeah. So, day 15 comes around. You have to be tested before you come on board the beautiful Disney Fantasy. Now, perhaps it was my positive attitude, but can anybody guess what my test came back as? Positive! Now, the CDC at the time said if you got a positive COVID test, you had to quarantine for 10 days. So, I quarantined for 15 days, did not leave the room. Quarantined for a further 10 days, did not leave the room. I packed my bag for a 3rd time. I'm leaving the hotel room. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Hey AJ, it's Mickey. Now remember, not very good at impressions. The US Border Control have got in touch. You've outstayed your welcome. So, if you come to work on a cruise ship, you're only allowed on land for 29 days. But AJ, you were only in the room for 25. You're right, the Disney Fantasy was going to international waters on day, you guessed it, 31. So, I was quarantined for a further 4 days, and then I was flown all the way back to England. Now, does anybody know what you had to do if you flew from the US to the UK? Quarantine for a further 10 days. So just a quick recap. I bought a house. I spent 3 weeks in that house. I then came to America and was quarantined for 29 days. And then was quarantined in my own home for 10 days afterwards. Honestly, I was just happy to see it again. Now, I've flown to America before. I fly to America now. It's a direct flight of 8 hours. Does anybody want to hazard a guess how long the flight took during COVID? 27 hours! 27 hours there, 29 days trapped, 27 hours back, 10 days trapped, 27. Now, a lot of people ask, how was it? It was fine. Disney, they were great with it all. They paid for my flights, they paid for my hotel, they paid for my food. What food? What did I eat for 29 days? Has anybody been to Denny's? Banana pancakes every day, baby! A very final thing that I have to say about it all. I obviously spent 29 days quarantined in a hotel room. Has anybody been to Walt Disney World before? Yeah? Has anybody spent 29 days looking at Walt Disney World before? It's a small world after all! And that is how I got my start here on the Disney Cruise Line fleet.